everybody, thanks for joining me today. I thought I would show you how to rivet in jewelry. Riveting is pretty easy and it's a nice way to add a little extra detail to your jewelry. And a rivet is this metal piece that is in the middle of this leather. And you can use a rivet for either metal or leather. Today I'll be using it on leather for this video. And a rivet is pretty small. This is a 4mm size, and the base is a stem with the flat part, and the top is a domed top with a kind of a cup on the bottom. And this will go over the top of the stem, and this will either have the leather or metal in between it. And then you hammer these two pieces together and they will hold the middle item in place. So I'm going to show you how to use it with leather. And so I'll be making a leather bracelet. You can also form 2 loops on each side of leather if you wanted to make a necklace as a loop and just add jump rings here to form a necklace. And what I'm doing first is I'm cutting about 6 inches of leather. This is 4mm wide. This is a thin leather, so it makes it easier to punch through. And this is from Michael's. It's the bead landing. And so what you want to do is you want to take both ends after you've cut your leather and have them meet on one end. And you want to figure out how much width you need on this end for your button. Some buttons are thinner than others. This is a ceramic button by Gaia, so it's a little bit thicker. So you want to make sure you have enough leather loop here space for the button to go in and out of. And if it's a smaller button, then you would just want to shorten the amount of leather that you have. And determine how much you want. For this one, I'm going to be using a thinner button after this, so I'm going to have a smaller loop here. And you can use either a leather punch. I'm using a Euro punch. This is the 1.80 size. It's almost 2mm. And I'm going to center it on the leather, and you want to make sure it's in the middle so it doesn't, if it goes off to the edge too much, it will cut the leather and you can't use it. So you want to center the punch in the leather with as much space as you need on the loop, and go ahead and punch, and it will put a hole in the center of your leather. And if you're doing a loop on the other side for button closure, you want to take your 2 ends and kind of roll them back around with as much room as you need. If you're doing a jump ring, you don't need that much. And you want to kind of fold them back over the top of each other. And this will tell you how much space you have on each side for your loop. And the holes are here for the previous one. So I went to punch my leather here, so that way when they lay over the top, they both fit and match with the lines going up and down accordingly. So I'm going to go ahead and punch this leather on this side. And again, I want to make sure it's centered right in the middle, and I'm going to punch down. And if you have a little bit of hanging off on the end, just trim it off with your scissors. Next, you want to line up your holes, and you want to take your bottom rivet and you want to slide it whichever section you want on the bottom hiding on your leather. And you want to take it and you want to slide it through your punched holes and have it go through all 4 of the holes up through the center of the leather. So now I have the rivet pushed through all 4 pieces of the leather, and next I'm going to add the top of the rivet. And the top again is this little domed piece. And you want to slide it over the top of the stem, and it will lay down like that. And next you need to grab your metal anvil or your metal plates and your hammer. You can use a ball peen hammer. I'm using a brass hammer. And I'm going to flip this over, so I'm hammering the back side of the rivet. And you don't need to hammer it too hard. You want to hammer it enough to where everything gets flattened, but you don't need to bang on it really hard. Also, you want to make sure to hammer straight down on top of the rivet. So I'm going to hammer this and I'll be right back. My rivet is done, and now I'm going to cut off excess leather trim. I finished riveting the center of my piece here of leather, and I have 2 loops, 1 in each side for a jump ring and for a button closure, and the rivets all the way through the middle. And when you're finished, you can add beads and your button to embellish your piece for a finished piece of jewelry. I got all of these supplies at Lima Beats, and this ceramic button is by Gaia, And if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, by email, off my website at andreabieberdesigns.com. And thanks for watching today. Please like and subscribe and have a great day.